Question from YouTube. And by the way, since you're watching on YouTube, put your question in the comment below because I get a lot of questions from YouTube. All right, so what is the question? How to compete with rich guys asking a girl to get back at the table. Okay, so this is a really interesting question because essentially what you're asking is, how do I play the game when I'm at a disadvantage? And the real answer is you play it really well if you want to win. You have to overcome that disadvantage. And the sort of sad answer is sometimes you can't. Okay, so let's ask ourselves, what is a table? What is a table at a club? Well, the club makes money by having a lot of rich guys come in and buy tables, and then in exchange for buying those tables, they sort of make the rich guy important in the club by having promoters bring girls to the tables, by servicing the tables and making them seem popular, by sometimes creating a club environment where off of the tables is very inhospitable, uninhabitable almost, and then the table is the place where you can chill, relax, be normal, etc. So, A, the guy has an advantage because the club is helping him. B, the guy has an advantage because a lot of girls perceive the table as a source of value. So you're fighting an uphill battle. Also, if there's ever like a decision made by a bouncer or something like that, they're always going to decide in favor of the person who has the table as opposed to you. Sorry, they paid more money than you. They're a more valuable client. They're getting the decision, okay? So all of that is in your disadvantage. So that said, what do you do about it? Well, what you do about it is be more attractive than the guy at the table. Okay, and especially if you've got the girl off the table, a lot of times him trying to get her back will make him look needy. Him being like desperate or trying to like control her will be needy. That said, if her friends are at the table and trying to get her back, that may be an unwinnable situation. The harder question is, how do you get her off the table in the first place, right? Say she's on the table and you can't even go into the table because if you walk over, the guy's gonna be like, hey, sorry, this is my table, you can't go, or he's gonna not even do that, he'll just tell the bouncer, hey, get rid of that guy. And the bouncer's like, sir, you have to leave. Right? So that's his home turf. The table is his home turf. The table is a place where you have no rights. He has all the rights, you have no rights. So don't fight there. You want to fight off the table. And really what you'd like to do is get the girl's attention from off of the table. Right? So a lot of times what I'll do in a table situation is either A, I'll open the girl when she leaves the table, i.e. goes to the bathroom, goes to the bar, etc. Or what I'll do is I'll open her from distance. So I'll like point at her or like flip her off, or make a funny face at her, and she responds, and then I'll like shrug and like beckon her over, or shrug and get her attention, and then start things from there. So that's a way to get her off of the table, because while the guy has rights at the table and you don't, as soon as the girl comes off the table, he doesn't really have rights in the rest of the club. He can try and be like to a promoter, hey, can you bring that girl back? And the promoter can try, but then at least you're in a direct, even competition in a sense, as opposed to having to just get kicked out. And again, he might look try hard, he might look desperate, he might look needy. So that's all sort of to your benefit in a way, okay? Better way to deal with that kind of stuff is to know people at the club, know a promoter, know other girls at the club who can, introduce you and have you be at the table, know the guys who have tables at the club. All that stuff is really, really useful. I'll also tell you one nefarious trick that I've used for girls at tables. I have a bisexual girlfriend who I pull threesomes with. And so while I as a guy can't go to the table, she as a girl can, and she's very welcome at tables. So a lot of times I will send her over, have her talk to the girl, and then convince the girl to come grab a drink at the bar, convince the girl to come off the table, and then I can approach off the table. So you may have other ways besides just your own efforts to leverage them off the table. The key thing though is understand a couple things. Number one, in trying to fight against guys with a table for girls, you literally are directly contradicting the economic model of the club. So the club is not your friend. The club is not going to help you out. And specifically at and around the table, that is their home turf, and that's not going to help you out. So you're fighting an uphill battle, and there are times you're just not going to win. I'm sorry, right? You're at a disadvantage. If the guy also has game, or if her friends are there and want to bring her back because of the table, you're probably not going to win. You may be able to take a quick number and then follow up another time. There are things like that, but it is a very difficult situation. However, it's not completely unwinnable. There are a lot of ways it can go in your favor, both with short-term preparation, getting her off the table, and better yet with long-term preparation of becoming the guy who's welcome at those tables, and or becoming a guy who's welcome at the club in general, knows a lot of people, those kinds of things. So as with many things in game and in life, it's not always fair. However, even when it's not fair, good game will up your percentages considerably. Thank you.